7-3 is the score. Kamil Rinesh in bat, and there are 2 outs.
So Kamil here, he'll want to start off strong. Got a runner on second already. That's Martin Zeman on second there. 2 balls, so a bit of pressure on the Irish pitcher here. Ground ball to shortstop, who decides not to throw the ball. And the Czechs quite aggressive with the base running there. Scores a run from second base on that play. That's really unusual.
Here are some of the highlights from the 3rd innings. Ireland really a lot more impressive than we saw them against Jersey.
Yes, most definitely. They wanted to come out strong against the Czech Republic because the Czechs are really a strong team.
One thing we should point out in slow pitch softball, there's no stealing of bases, unlike in baseball.
That's right. The runners are only allowed to advance on contact with the ball when the batter hits it.
And the standard of the Irish ground fielding, catching and batting significantly higher than we saw earlier today against Jersey. I just wonder, Steve, whether the coach might have had a word with them.
I'm sure they were a bit complacent earlier today against Jersey, and they certainly didn't show their true potential. And when they raised their game here against the Czech Republic, you can see the difference.
Well, they knew they had to. Czech Republic offering a far sterner test than Jersey did. But the Irish off to a fine start here. 7-5 it is.
Heading into the bottom of the 6th there. Czechs will want to get a few runs, climb back into this game.
So Kromova in bat for the Czechs.
Yeah, Kromova's down near the bottom of the Czech order, but it doesn't mean she's a weak batter. Czechs are traditionally pretty strong. John Leonard there trying to pitch it inside to her. He's thrown a few balls already.
So 2 strikes now on Kromova. Well, she's gone for that. I think that's foul. Yes, it is.
Yeah, 3rd strike, foul ball, batter's out. No second chance there for Petra. We've got Martin Zeman coming up to bat now with 1 out. So. Already 1 ball, so pitcher won't want to walk him, and he's just throwing it down the middle, and he's just stroked it up the middle for a base hit single.
And the pressure is gradually building here on Ireland. Jana Portova here for the Czechs.
Bit surprising there that Jana would want to swing in that first pitch. Even though you've seen the pitcher already, you want to get your eye in, and she's pretty aggressive with the bat.
She's done it again. And just about got away with it. She'll get to first with a sort of delayed dive.
Yeah, she I guess she thought there was a play going to be made on her, but it wasn't hit very hard, so it's really safer to run straight through the bag than to try and slide in the first.
Kamil Rinesh here for the Czechs.
Yeah, top of the order. It's the last guy, one of the last 2 guys you really want to have up there, and he's just hit a nice single out to left field, and that scores a runner from second base.
Yep, Martin Zeman scores, so that now narrows the deficit to just 1, 7-6 in Ireland's favour. Dubravova is up next, and after her, David Myrtle, the big hitter. So if somehow Dubravova could get on base, Czechs really would have a great situation.
Absolutely. I mean, David Myrtle, one of the key hitters in this tournament that you want to watch out for, along with Brett Gibbons. And Johanna, number 2 in the order, strong batter for the Czechs. So there's a strike on her right now. 1-1.
There you see Myrtle just in the background on deck, and she is going to get to first base.
Yep, nice single, perfectly placed. Bit surprising there that they would even want to be that aggressive running the bases with 1 out and David coming up. You want to make sure that you don't get anyone out on the bases, so you want to be conservative running around there.
Well, they've already moved the fielders back for David Myrtle. I didn't quite get that as he would have liked, and that is out. Second out of the innings. They may still score more runs here, but you have to think that's a chance miss for them.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised that David would swing at that first pitch. You thought he'd be a bit more conservative, wait for a few pitches, put pressure on the Irish pitcher, and he just ended up grounding it to short.
That's gone straight up in the air as well. And that's the end of the innings.
Yeah, that really was not smart batting by the Czech Republic.
So 7-6 it is. They still have a chance to rescue this. Ireland would love to get a couple of runs just to take some of the pressure off. Not quite so smiling now, are they, the Irish fans? Barry Casey's up here.
Well, top of the 7th, and Barry's grounded to first. And there's a fantastic play by Katarzyna Tesarakova at first base to get the first out.
Now batting for Ireland.
Louise Keating is next. A good look at that and didn't have to swing at it.
No, we got Louise here, who's middle of the order for the Irish, and she's a pretty smart player. I think she'll wait till she gets a strike before she swings, and there's the first strike. 1-1. So there's another ball there. Lubos, the Czech pitcher there, doesn't really want to walk her. There's a pop fly down the first base side, easily caught by Katarzyna at first base for the Czechs.
So the final Irish innings has not begun well. Andrew Hennessy, who has a reputation of hitting it pretty well.
Yep, he's already hit a home run earlier in the game, and ground ball out at first base there.
Well, what an anticlimax that was. The 7th innings of Ireland, so they've just got that 1-run lead. And if the Czechs do score 1 run, we'll have extra innings. 2 to win, of course, but pressure on Ireland. They have to keep the Czechs at bay. When they were 5-0 up halfway through the first innings, they must have thought this was going to be fairly comfortable. Now it's very tense.
Yeah, definitely. It's a tough game, 7-6, bottom of the 7th inning, and the Czechs, though, unfortunately are getting into the bottom half of their order where the traditionally weaker batters are, so it's a lot to ask for, I think. And unfortunately, the Irish have just made an error there at first base for Lubos. The second base for Ireland bobbled at, Miran Walsh.
Yeah, shades of their fielding against Jersey. Here's Tesarakova.
Well, that looked a bit deep, but the umpire called that strike. So Katarzyna is forced to swing at the next pitch, basically, because of that call by the umpire, but she's grounded to short, and they made the force out at second for the first out.
They need some inspiration from somewhere, the Czechs. Jan Spadl is up.
Yeah, so Jan, again, will just want to be patient at the bat here. You can see there, he's waiting until he gets a strike, and there's the first strike on him. So we've still got 1 out in this inning. Jan will just want to be sure that he gets a safe hit out into the field. Wow, that looked a bit outside, but I'm sure the umpire's got a better view than we do.
He just had a glance at the umpire, didn't he there, Spadl, as if to say, what?
Exactly. Yeah, like I said before, the ball's got to be within the width of the plate. And unfortunately, he's just lined out to shortstop. What tends to happen when you get a bad call is you get really frustrated and swing at a bad pitch, and he's lined out to the shortstop.
In poker, they call it being on tilt.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same in this game. Now, Petra Krimova, huge pressure on her, and she wasn't up to it, unfortunately. That's the end of the innings, and Ireland narrowly have squeezed into the grand final. It's been a fabulous match, but that won't be any consolation to the Czechs.
Oh, this game was very difficult for us because this was our second game today and we want to win, of course. And in the first inning and second inning we made small mistakes in the field, and then in the bottom of 6th we didn't hit as good as we expected. So for us it's pity that we didn't win, but it's good. I think we can learn from this game very, very much.
It was a close game. We're always wary of the Czechs because as the competition goes on, they always get better and better. So it was a very tight game. We got our bats going, a little bit slow to start, but we got there eventually. There's still a bit more to come. And the Czechs gave it a great game. They played well in the field and cut down our options. So it was a very close game.